Now that the Raleigh housing market is heating up, we feel like it's time to tell you all about the shady behavior some real estate agents and builders are pulling off these days, just so you're prepared the next time you buy or sell a home. Hello everyone, this is Chris Morton, real estate broker with the Morton Bradbury Real Estate Group. So let's get into it. So the first thing we need to get into is the fact of the matter is real estate is a 100% commission-based business, meaning we as an industry do not get paid a single dime until someone buys or sells a home. The hard reality is when the market is slow, real estate agents and builders get hungry, and that makes them desperate, and they start cutting corners and doing some slimy things. Conversely, when a market starts heating up, the more unscrupulous agents and builders know that they can jump in and take advantage of buyers and sellers. We also need to stress again, we are not talking about all real estate agents, all builders. There's just a select few out there that really tarnish the real estate industry. Those are the ones we're focusing on today. And so with all that out of the way, let's get started by talking about some of the shady things some builders are doing. So the first thing you need to be aware of when you go to buy a new construction home, be aware that some builders are putting some shady language in their builder contracts. These contracts have language in them that is very, very slanted in the favor of the builders. It's something you need to be aware of as you're going in to buy a home. The good news is when you hire our team to represent you in buying a new construction home, we're going to insist that that builder send the contract to us first so we can review it thoroughly before you even get the chance to sign your life away or something else really crazy. We have talked many buyers out of buying new construction homes when these contracts have gotten really crazy out of hand, and we are definitely happy to help you do the same thing. The next thing builders do that's a little bit slimy is they delay the completion of your home and never bother to tell you that it's happening. We've had this happen a couple of times before where even though we are constantly checking up with the builders to see how things are going, sometimes they go radio silent on us and they do not tell us something. They maybe even tell you, the buyer, hey, everything's great. We're going to be closing in March. And then here comes the end of February and they say, oopsie, we said March, but we really meant May. And we know you've already ended your lease and homeless, but we really don't care because we're your builder and we have you over a barrel. That's not quite the language they use, but that's pretty much what happens. We've had a couple of clients, unfortunately, in the past that have not taken our advice, and that advice being, do not believe a word that the builder tells you until you hear from the attorney that the closing date is this date on this hour. Do not believe a word the builder says to you, unfortunately, and do not sever any leases you have. Do not get yourself homeless and have to do, as we had a couple of clients do a couple of years ago and end up in an Airbnb, which is really costly. Have communication with your agent, have communication with the builder, but again, don't trust them until you absolutely firmly have a date in place. The next thing we're seeing builders do, and really in this case, it's more the builder on-site representatives that set up those models. It's telling people as they're coming in the door that the market is hot and that we as the builder are about to run out of houses and prices could go up next week. You need to buy now, buy now, buy now. They put this unnecessary pressure on buyers when they come in. This really happens when buyers are unrepresented. The good news about having your own representation, your own agent, is that agent should be experienced and be able to say to you, it's going to be okay. This is what's been selling in this neighborhood, so it's unlikely that things are going to go crazy. Or they may be telling you, your agent, yes, this builder raises prices every 3 weeks and this is the 2.5 week, so prices are going to go up next week. This is something our team does for our clients all the time because we sell so many new construction homes. We have our ear to the grindstone. We know what's happening and we can help you in that same regard. So another sneaky thing builders do concerns buyer financing. These companies that are either affiliated with or owned by the builders or partner with the builders. So these mortgage companies have been known to pack hidden fees in that either help boost the mortgage company's profits, or these fees are used to make it appear that your interest rate is lower than it really is. So be aware that this is a reality. This does happen, and what we recommend for all our clients is always get a second mortgage opinion. Do not trust what you hear from the finance company of the builder. Get your own second opinion and weigh the options to see which deal is best for you. And yes, a lot of builders tie their closing cost incentives or their appliance package incentives to using their finance company, but just because you're getting that package and things look great, that doesn't mean the interest rate might not be horrible. And again, best to get a second opinion to find out if in total you may be saving more money by going outside and getting your own financing and buying your own appliances from Lowe's or Home Depot after closing yourself. So it's not just the builders that are doing some sneaky things. Listing agents are also been known to do some fairly slimy things. So let's get into that. So first, before we go any further, we need to let you know when we say listing agents, we mean agents that are hired by a home seller to market and sell their home for them on their behalf. So listing agent is sort of a term we use for that. You may not have heard of it. You may have heard of it. So anyway, on with it. So one of the things we're seeing from listing agents lately is they've been pressuring their sellers to accept the first offer that comes in on their listing, oftentimes completely telling any future potential buyers to go away. We've sold the house. We're not accepting any more showings or any more offers. We saw this happen time and time again in 2021 and 2022. When the market was so hot, we would have buyers that wanted to go see a house, and literally driving to the house, it would go under contract in the MLS system, no communication from this listing agent. They would just take an offer and it would be off the market. Couldn't see the house, showings were canceled, everything. And my buyer was frustrated because they didn't even get an opportunity to put another offer in themselves. So it begs the question, why would a listing agent do this? Why would they pressure their seller to accept whatever first offer comes along? Well, the obvious answer is that listing agent doesn't want to hassle with the inconvenience of having to negotiate multiple offers on behalf of the seller. You got a decent offer in the door. Why bother rocking the boat? Take it and run. And unfortunately, another reason listing agents can be slimy like this and tell their sellers to accept the first offer is maybe that offer came in on Thursday or Friday, and that agent just doesn't want to work on Saturday and Sunday with having to negotiate on behalf of their client. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous and sounds absurd, but there is such a thing as a lazy listing agent. And unfortunately, another reason is some listing agents just want to make a quick buck. They realize the quicker they can get a house under contract is the quicker that they're going to get that house to closing and get a commission check. So it's better to not rock the boat, not negotiate on behalf of their clients. Let's just get the deal done with the first deal that comes along and head on down to the bank. I can't tell you how many times my clients have been caught up in this sort of thing. We talked about a minute ago, driving with a client down to see the house and it's canceled on the way. This happened quite regularly in 2021, 2022, and we're worried it's going to start happening again. The funny thing is, we've looked back on past transactions that our clients haven't been able to make offers on, and oftentimes our clients were willing to pay more than what the accepted price was that listing agent did. So bottom line, if you're selling your home, don't let your listing agent talk you into taking the quick, easy deal. You should always look to see if there's any other buyers out there that are thinking about making an offer. Put a deadline on the opportunities and say, hey, you have until 5 o'clock on Sunday to make an offer on this house. We're not going to accept an offer at 3:30 on Friday. Let the agent work, make the agent work, and see what more money you might possibly make. And again, sometimes offers come up that you just absolutely can't refuse. We're not talking about those offers. Bottom line, being honest and upfront with buyers agents as they have buyers that are interested in seeing the home will go a whole long way. And along those lines, another thing lazy, slimy listing agents do is they don't bother communicating. They just basically put a sign in the yard, for sale sign in the yard, wait for offers to come in, and then accept an offer. They're not communicating with buyers agents that may have interested buyers. Please know, when you hire a listing agent to sell your home, you want to make sure you're hiring a good communicator who's going to proactively reach out, communicate with the buyers agents that have shown the home and have buyers that maybe have interest in it, and see what obstacles are out there. Maybe the buyer has a need to be in the home quickly or want to make an offer on this home, but they need to stay in their current situation for 2 months. Maybe you as the seller are willing to accommodate that, but you would never know that if your listing agent didn't have a good communication line open with those buyer agents. And yet another thing we're seeing from listing agents lately is something that's called seller strokers. So a seller stroker is an agent who will go in and tell you your home is worth way more money than it actually is in hopes that you're going to give them the listing as opposed to the other agents that you are maybe interviewing. This sounds really, really good logically. If agent A says they're going to be able to get you $1 million for your $750,000 home, and agent B and agent C are saying that your home is worth somewhere around $750,000, $760,000, naturally you're going to hire agent A because you think they're going to work harder, they're more competent, they know what they're doing. Unfortunately, you're going to give them the business, and before long, you're not going to have any buyers coming to see your home because they're intimidated to try to make you a $750,000 offer on your $1 million listed home. So you're not going to get any showings, not get any offers, and the days on market is going to start going up and up and up. And incidentally, nowadays, because of the internet, because of Zillow and Truly and Realtor.com showing what days on market have happened on that home, buyers are very keenly aware of the days on market number, and so they're going to absolutely not come. And then worse yet, when that number gets up to 60, 90, 100 days on market, the buyer's going to wonder what's wrong with the house. If no one else has made an offer, there's clearly got to be something wrong with it. We don't even need to see that house, they'll say. Well, that means your house is going to sit even more days on the market. And of course, that seller stroker agent of yours that appeared to be the expert marketing genius on the front end is going to start asking you for price reductions. And before too long, you'll have started $1 million, your home was worth $750,000, and you'll probably end up selling it, unfortunately, for $700,000 or $675,000. So bottom line on this one, when you are interviewing multiple agents and one agent's price estimate is way higher than everyone else's, know you may have a seller stroker on your hands, and you may want to kick them in the butt and send them on their way. On the flip side of this seller stroker agent routine is the agent who will underprice your home. These guys drive me crazy as well. They think they're building a frenzy by your $750,000 house being priced at $700,000. They think they're going to get things bidded up. Oftentimes what ends up happening is instead of your house selling for $750,000, it ends up selling for $720,000 because that's the best offer that comes in, and you're very, very angry. Bottom line, know that our team does a very, very, very detailed analysis on every home we list so that you have a very good idea of what the market value of your home is. We're going to always give you a range. We're not going to say your home is worth $732,423.33. We're going to tell you your home is worth somewhere between $725,000 and $750,000 and let you make the final decision about what your home is worth. Another slimy real estate group out there we need to tell you about are listing companies that do not disclose all of the facts about what's going on with the properties that they're selling. So we're talking about a national company here. I'm not going to give any names because I don't want to be sued, but this national company is known for buying properties from homeowners and making it super easy on them with low stress so they can just sell anytime they want. Then this company allegedly does some improvements on the home and gets it ready to put right back on the market. And of course, they keep the profit difference between what they paid the home seller and what they sell the home for. So this all sounds really great and rosy. Unfortunately, it's been the experience of myself and our team that this company does not make drastic improvements. In fact, it's basically just lipstick on a pig. They'll paint, they'll put carpet in, but they'll ignore the little termite critters who are under the house, or the structural defects, or the plumbing problems, or the electrical problems. Literally in the last 6 months, my team and I have attempted to sell 12 different homes from this company. We've only gotten 2 transactions to successfully go through because 10 of them, the other 10 were in such bad shape that we had to help our clients get out of the transaction and move along. This company does not disclose what's going on with the houses on the front end. We also know they don't disclose them after they've had a termination of a deal like we've had, because they put homes right back on the market that we've gotten out of that were in the same bad shape. There's no way they would have made the repairs. So just be aware, if you're going to buy a home from one of these national companies, you want to make sure you get a really good inspector to be on your side. So on this video, we've talked about builders and builder agents. We've talked about listing agents. We've talked about listing national companies. That leaves buyer's agents. And yes, buyer's agents don't skate free on this whole slime-o-meter. There's been some stuff that buyer's agents have done lately as well here in this hot market. So one of the sneaky, slimy things buyer's agents are doing right now is not doing hard work on the front end to give their buyers full information about what's going on with homes before they show them and before buyers write contracts on them. It only takes a few minutes for a buyer agent to do some research to see past history on a home, to see if the home was in distressed sale in the past and did the current owner make any repairs or modifications to get the home up to standard. All those things need to be researched by a really good buyer's agent before you go to buy that home. Unfortunately, a lot of buyer agents are really just interested in making a quick buck. They don't want to rock the boat any more than the listing agents we talked about earlier do. So they're not going to do that work. They don't want to find any troubles. They hope the inspector's not going to find any troubles. And unfortunately, the buyer may end up very well finding trouble 6 months down the road. Another way buyer's agents cut corners and do some underhanded things to their buyers is not doing a hard analysis of the value of a home before they recommend you making an offer on that home. These buyer agents tell their buyers that the price seems right and you should go ahead and go for buying this house. Unfortunately, they haven't dug into the data deep enough to see that this home is wildly overpriced or even just a little bit overpriced. In my mind, there's no reason for a buyer to pay $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 over the actual value of the house that they could have gotten that house for if they can help it. We have it built into our team's DNA that our team always does a deep dive on all of the pricing data to determine, is that home worth what's actually being asked for it? And oftentimes they come to us, the owners of the company, and say, hey, what do you think about this information? Can you double check my math to see if we're right here? This helps you, the buyer, know that you're going to get the home for the best price possible, still win the home, but hopefully not overpay for the home. Another really shady thing that some buyer's agents are doing is pressuring the buyer to make an offer on a home that may not be ideal for them. Instead of walking buyers through a detailed needs analysis where they figure out what your wants and needs are on a home, they instead go out and show homes willy-nilly and tell you, this is the best you're going to find. This is the best opportunity for you. You need to jump on this home. Sadly, lots of times these shady buyer agents are doing this so they can make a quick commission check and get rid of you and move on to the next client. We very often have buyers come to us and say, can we possibly help them buy a house because the agent they used to be working with has been pressuring them to buy the first thing that came along and they just weren't happy with what they were seeing? We immediately have these buyers fill out a detailed needs analysis so we get a crystal clear idea about what they need and they get a crystal clear idea about what kind of home they need. Bottom line, we want to help our clients find the very best home for them. They should never settle for a home that's 5 out of 10 on the scale. Always go with homes that are 8, 9, or 10 on their wants and needs list. And you should never buy a home that isn't right for you and right for your current situation. So if you're considering a move either into or out of the Raleigh area, my real estate team would be honored to be your agents of choice. You can give us a call on the number below. Click on the link in the description to help get things started, or email us at hello@mortonbradbury.com. Check out this video. We think you're really going to like this one as well. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.